Hey everyone, so most of you know I have a 2022 R8 Performance. I have added wheels, a little bit of carbon fiber wrap around the outside, first center wing, and Quicksilver exhaust, plus a few things on the inside as well. So overall, very pleased with the car. I actually love it. I ordered it new. And so I've had it for 6 months now. And, you know, every time it's nice or not raining, basically, between my R8 and my daily driver, Jeep Wrangler, I'm grabbing the keys for the R8. So with that said, as much as I enjoy the car, I was thinking maybe what could I grab as a daily or a primary car, I should say, that would be maybe not quite as thrilling as an R8, but kind of get my attention away from driving this car too much. So what I'm thinking about is the last couple of weeks trying to find a BMW M3. They did a V8 called the E90, and I owned one from '08. The longest I've ever owned a car was 4 years. I had an '08 sedan manual that I bought brand new, and it was a lot of money at the time, but it paid off because I had the car for 4 years and got really good money even when I sold it. And also had an E92 coupe, a 2011 competition package. It was white, maybe not spec'd exactly how I wanted, but it was a great car. And they make great daily drivers because they're comfortable. It's more like a GT car, but the high revving V8 is really something else. And now they're starting to become more and more rare because E90s as the M3, a lot of people use them as a daily driver, so which racks up the miles. And the coupes, you know, kind of a mix. A lot of them are heavily modified or tuned. So to find something close to OEM or maybe OEM plus, it's becoming harder and harder to find something. So I think I'm gonna grab one of those. And I've found some that are pretty close in price, probably a few bucks more than the Jeep. However, I actually think if I find the right one, I could drive it every day. And I do think they're gonna go up in value over time. Now, I'm not trying to make it a collector car. However, I think a low mileage one that's well kept in the next few years should do pretty well. And so a couple of them I have in mind, like for example, some unique ones. There's sedans competition package. Probably not going to be able to have a manual in my budget, but should be able to find a nice dual clutch sedan is really what I'm hoping for. If I come across the unicorn coupe, I'll probably do it, but there's just something about the sedan with kind of that stubby bulldog stance with a V8 and 4 doors. And I would like the practicality of a 4-door as well. So, you know, the Jeep's been great. It's a, it's a manual transmission. Pop the top off. It's fun to drive overall. I mean, on the highway, it's a complete mess in terms of the steering and stuff like that, but it's a Jeep, that's what you get. And it's been good. However, you know, I only drive the Jeep when I have to, and you know, I need to find something to help kind of offset that enthusiast wanting to drive something fun, exciting, high revving, sounds good. And so that's leading me back to an E90. I know some people might ask, what about the current M3 or an M2 or an M5? You know, I owned a 15 M3 sedan, and I owned a 17 M2 and an 18 M2. And all three of those were the shortest I've ever owned a car. They just don't do much for me in terms of, you know, for me, the engine and the exhaust and the transmission is a big deal. Those are the priorities. And with the turbo inline six and the M3 F80, yeah. I mean, it's got good torque. You can tune it. You can drag race or stoplight to stoplight. But if you go out on a drive or back roads, it's just not. It's not really in the same league as a high revving V8. And then the M2's good. I mean, it's fun to drive. It's a little shorter. I had manuals in both of them. However, you know, compared to like the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio that I had, that ruined the current M cars for me quite a bit, and you know, made the M car just feel numb, harsh, and just not sound well either. So the E90 it is, and you know, now it's trying to find something to get in the garage, and then I will be working to get the Wrangler sold. Have some good offers for trade-in already. However, we'll see, you know, maybe I can sell a private party and get a little bit more money. So stay tuned and do an update shortly.